Damian, the Chancellor was looking for a budget that would encourage businesses to invest more and create jobs. Did he succeed?
I think on the whole he probably did, but this is a budget that's a step in the right direction. This is not a revolution. This isn't going to make a big difference to the way companies are thinking, but it certainly does change the music more positively. I think the changes to corporation tax, obviously, which are the big headline changes for business, where he's cut corporation tax further and faster than anyone thought he was going to do, will obviously mean businesses are more willing to invest. So there was a big measure in the form of corporation tax, which is a positive, and then there was a whole string, as usual, of fairly footling smaller measures, but again, they will add up to an improvement in the outlook, and they will be marginally helpful. So on that basis, it was, as I say, a step in the right direction. Not a giant leap, a step.
Well, you mentioned corporation tax there. One of the biggest cheers, apart from mentioning Wallace and Gromit, was, of course, the banks are exempted from these cuts. Is that fair?
Well, what he was meaning basically is that non-financial, non-bank companies will benefit from the cuts in corporation tax, but they will be paid for by an increased levy on the banks, and that means the banks won't benefit from the reductions in corporation tax, which might be seen as an unfair advantage for the banks. So they will remain a valuable source of tax revenue, which of course politically is very important.
Now, the other thing, and we've talked in the past about this, was the government loan back guarantee scheme, a raft of others to help science make us the technology hub of Europe. Is that going to make any difference?
Well, some of the measures will. I mean, he talked, for instance, today about starting up a new aerospace centre, which I think will be made a great use of, particularly in the Midlands, where there's, that is a very important part of the British economy, that kind of high-end engineering. So that will be useful. Likewise, links between universities and businesses continue to be encouraged with measures from the budget. So some of those measures are positive. They're small. They are small. There's no doubt about it. So, like I say, it's not a revolution. It's not a great leap forward, but they are changing the conversation, as it were, in the country about industry and manufacturing and job creation, and putting it on a slightly more positive bent, and that can only be good in the long term. But there's still a long way to go.
Damian, thanks very much.